What's the funniest way you've been caught staying away? I was up at 2 a.m. on a school night playing games. Headphones on, volume low, door locked, trying to be as stealthy as possible. My parents hated when I stayed up late, but I figured if I kept quiet, I was golden. Then my stomach started growling like it was about to file a noise complaint. I knew if I didn't eat something, I'd be up even longer just thinking about food. So I crept downstairs, moving like I was defusing a bomb, and decided to make ramen. Quick, easy, silent, foolproof. I filled a pot with water, set it on the stove, turned the heat on, and stood there waiting. That's when I realized I had to use the bathroom. No big deal, right? I'd be back in 30 seconds. I sat down, pulled out my phone, and my friend sent me a video. Then another one. Then I started scrolling. Before I knew it, 5 full minutes had passed. I walked out of the bathroom and immediately smelled something wrong. The hallway looked hazy, like someone hotboxed it with burnt regret. I sprinted downstairs and found the pot completely bone dry. The ramen had fused itself to the bottom like some kind of cursed fossil. Right as I turned off the stove, the fire alarm went off. Not a polite beep. A full screaming siren that sounded like the house was being raided by the fire department and God himself. My parents flew out of their room like they were responding to a national emergency. My dad had the fire extinguisher in one hand and pure panic in his eyes. My little sister started crying from her room, and my mom just stood there in the doorway, staring at me holding a smoking pot of charred noodles in my Spider-Man pajamas. No words, just silent judgment. My dad ran around opening every window in the house while my mom ripped the battery out of the smoke alarm. The kitchen looked like a low-budget disaster movie. There was a burnt smell that clung to the walls like a curse. Once everything calmed down, my dad turned to me, still holding the fire extinguisher, and said, "So I'm guessing you weren't sleeping." I just stood there. There was no excuse, no lie I could spin. Just me, my failure, and a pot that would never cook again. My mom looked at the stove, then back at me, and said, "You almost burned the house down for cup noodles." I got my PC taken away for 2 weeks. My phone went on lockdown mode, and worst of all, every single time someone in my family even mentions ramen, they look at me and start laughing. My sister still calls me the arsonist.